already started anyway.
It's about stopping us. That's the problem.
So hello everyone. Welcome to my live channel. I don't know why I said that. I never said that anyway because we have a guest star and he's a great friend of mine. His name is Graham Cox. He's so funny, huh? He's so funny. Every time we meet around, we always jokes and we always laugh. Sometimes we kiss, but not on the lips, yeah? Not only you, but I mean, your wife is also, I think, a great friend of mine. If she can still remember me, of course, that's it. Anyway, anyhow, let the one who watch this, let the viewers knows who you are, because they basically don't know you as much as I know you. I have written on the top Stone's Journey, and Stone's Journey is actually the company that Graham founded this 2020, is it?
No, it's been more than that. So we're about 3 years in now.
Because what happened, when I told a few of my friends that I'm going to have a live session with you, Graham, do you know who is Graham? And they all say, oh yeah, I know. It's the Crystal Master. That's why I'm having the crystal picture behind me. Superman one, of course. Yeah, that was Wakanda.
Why did I do that? Why did I go to Wakanda? Because I miss Chadwick, of course.
Oh yeah, miss him. So yeah, I think you better tell us what is Stone's Journey and what happened with the Crystal Master. What do you do this 2020?
Sure, I'll stick to crystals before I start a Marvel DC war by doing the wrong thing to the wrong character. So thank you, William, for having me on, and thank you to everybody who takes the time to watch this. Stone's Journey is the company that I set up in, I think it's been about 3 years now. So 2020 was year number 3. Basic look at what we do is we're quite careful and specific in focusing on pretty much purely crystals and crystal work, and I can talk a little bit about that, and then metaphysics and Chinese metaphysics as well, and pretty much just staying in those 2 areas. With the crystal side of things, just to explain a bit, we're quite sort of not typical. Where by crystals I don't mean kind of crystal healing or that we do a crystal shop. We do sell crystals, we do work with them, but mostly what we are about is the same way we go towards Chinese metaphysics as well, is we are using the crystals to create change. So a lot of it is I will do coaching work with clients and their stones and help them to kind of make changes, make improvements, actually get to know their stones that they've kind of probably spent a bit of money on, get them to actually start working with those pieces to see the change happen in their life. We offer Reiki services as well, but we're quite kind of careful in what we do. So I do a bit of crystal training as well. So I teach people how to work with their stones. I teach people some basic techniques on, working with stones in terms of like cleansing them, treating them, good formations to set up in the house, this kind of basic techniques. And then the rest is metaphysics consults, pretty much mostly into the Qigong side of things. So, I mean, I'm not going to start using words that people don't get, but it's basically like Chinese astrology and that side of things. It's the same approach used. It's coaching, change, growth of our clients, and that's what we're always concerned with.
Oh, nice. And I've been doing or learning energies since more than 15 years ago, so I'm quite familiar with the crystals, but might not be as good as you, because I usually mainly focus on the energy. And I think what people can know is that you know, playing around with energies, yeah, with crystals, whatever, it helps to have your mind focused and to also have a positive mindset. Yeah, because that's what I think you can help, because basically everything is based from energy. So
and it's the whole where attention goes, energy kind of moves in that direction, energy flows there. I mean, the classic one is you can see if you go down to the local market or coffee shop or wherever you go, you'll see some older auntie screaming and shouting at some uncle because he did something, and she's covered in beads and crystals and all kinds of things. As William said, it's kind of up to us. It's like to use a bit of a basic analogy, if you have a battery, you can put that battery in anything. And it can power pretty much anything. I'm not going to get into whether it's good or it's bad. It's just we have a choice. I suppose the difference between what we do and a typical kind of crystal, what you will see a lot of is we apply two things. We apply solid process. So I look at several fixed structures. I look at the crystal structure, I look at the color, and I look at the chemistry of the stone, and then add on the energy and the intuition and the artistry on top. And for me, that's always the difference between, that's what makes magic. When really amazing intuition meets really solid process, that's when you get magic. Because I found that intuition alone, it had some gaps, and I've helped channelers and other things to kind of tackle some of that as well, when they're channeling but then they're adding their own ego onto the message. And I've sat there and used crystals to kind of go, okay, hang on, you're interpreting the message now, you're adding, so don't add, just give it straight. So yeah, for me, that's I suppose if I was to say that would be the big difference, that would be it. We process plus intuition equals kind of magic, power, whatever you want to say. That's where it happens.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the time of like now, where people need some kind of hope, you better prepare yourself with certain tools that if you know how to use it and how to equip yourself better, then it's like what you said, it's going to be magic.
Yeah.
Right? And the good thing about it is you're also teaching them how to use it.
Yeah, and this is and a big part of it is, a lot of it is I'm unteaching a lot of things, such as if they hold a stone, they want to feel something, or they think there's an expectation. And I spend a lot of time trying to get them away from that expectation and actually find out what's going on. So when they hold the stone, they might not feel it. They might not feel anything in terms of physicality. But what might happen is they might smell something. They might hear something. They might, feel an emotion. So I will sometimes get people to paint or draw. So they create a visual experience of the stone. Or I even have people move around, move the body. So it's like how the body moves when you hold this. What's the movement?
Move.
So anything, and it's just purely to stop the whole, what's the lucky stone? And I'm gonna hold the stone. This is a pen. This is not a crystal. But imagine. So you're holding it, and it's like, oh, there's supposed to be something that happens, and they're just waiting. It's like, Okay, so, and then I take them through it. So it's a bit of time taking them away from their expectations and then really getting into what happens.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thanks, bro. And anyway, this T-shirt that I'm wearing, you should also show them. Yeah, this is actually T-shirt made by the Stone's Journey, because as Graham already mentioned that he's also a proficient Chinese metaphysics. Chinese proficient in Chinese metaphysics. Yeah. So not only that he is good in crystals, but he combined that skills and knowledge with the Chinese metaphysics, so he can dig deeper and better about what you really need in your life. So using crystal as another tools, then he can able to help you to enhance your life better. And he's also making this T-shirt again.
Yeah, we have to jump up and jump around.
Oh yeah, baby, yeah. See,
I'll show.
I don't need. Ooh.
Nice, right?
Nice. Show me the water one. Show me the water one. You just show me the water one.
I did.
That one is actually good. I like that. I like the color. I like the color. I like this too. I mean, if you know the Chinese metaphysics, we have 10 elements, because actually there are 5 elements and divided into yin and yang. So we have 10. So I'm actually Yi, which is why Graham sent me this. I'm Yi Wood, so I'm Woods Yin Woods. And I don't know if you can see it well, because this is green and my backdrop is green. but I'm going to make it take a picture of it later on, then I'm going to send it, because it looks cool, really. It looks good. It doesn't only looks good, yeah. This is nice though. So I got Graham send it to me. So he can actually send it anywhere in the world, yeah, or whatever you want. You better tell them your Facebook page or.
So I'll throw a link up and I'll pass a link over to you. So we're doing a crowdfunding for these at the moment as well. We don't want to produce something if kind of people don't want it. So if the people that want it, they throw money down and we send it all over the world. So I can throw the link over and we can put it up later in a bit.
Please.
Okay. I'll send it over now. So let me just grab this and I will send it. So if you go on that, so it's on Indiegogo. So there's if you don't just want a t-shirt but you want to get one for somebody else, we've got little packs and cool things going on. So you'll check it out and you'll see it. But you can also find us on Facebook. It's just Stone's Journey on Facebook, and then on Instagram. We do quite a bit more on Instagram than Facebook. Most of my daily stories are on Instagram, where I do date selection, give little bits of information inspired by our teacher over there. And so yeah, Facebook and Instagram is where we kind of do most of our stuff. The link that you will be seeing is for Indiegogo, and then you tell us what your day master, what element you are, and there's ways you can find out. And if you're not sure, you can just drop us a message and we can help you find out. Should I explain why we did this?
Yeah, I mean we are talking.
Okay. I mean the reason why
not?
we did it. Why not? Hey, why not? So the reason that we did this was in.
So you're sending me this. I mean, it was wrapped. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. It was wrapped nicely, and it has like wrapped with this paper, and on the top of it there is a rope, very nicely wrapped. So even for the packaging, I'm impressed, bro. Very impressed.
Thank you very much.
I like it. I like it.
We're all about kind of... We
should do it like this, yeah? So I'm going to be like Rambo.
I need to get my one. I don't have one in here. All I have is this. I can tie this around and I don't know. Maybe I'll get cancelled.
Now you look like a crystal master.
Or I can tuck it in and look like I'm having dinner. So part of the reason we do this is, in our company, we believe in really making change and having impact, and kind of if it doesn't make any change, then don't bother. If it's not actually going to do anything, don't bother. But at the same time, don't take it so seriously. Like I'm holding a crystal trying to talk to it. That's kind of crazy. You know, there's these two sides, and they're both kind of true. You don't get exactly trying to talk to Iron Man, trying to see what Iron Man will say, sort of holding a stone, kind of putting it up against my head. But it's important to laugh, I think, is the point I'm trying to say. It's important to lovingly joke at things. And the reason why we did these is because of every Chinese New Year, you have people doing the zodiac animals. But I mean more from the standpoint of, you go to the shopping mall and you see the poster, and then at the end it says, your year is going to be crap. You know, it's going to be a terrible year. Like, oh, thank you. And then you walk to the next mall and it says you're going to have a nice year. And I think that does more harm to Chinese metaphysics than good.
True, so true.
Yeah, and part of it is, there's another side to it, which is the day you are born, there is a lot of energy connected to that. There's so much depth there. There's, you know, your relationship with partners, there is your character, there's a lot. And the whole, okay, from the standard way of looking at your astrology, a lot of the rest of the good or bad bits of your chart are balanced off, in a sense, your day master when you were born. So if I say day master, I mean the element that you are, of the day, without getting too technical. So this is just to go at all those mall pictures of some sort of Chinese feng shui law standing there going, you know, you're going to have a terrible year. Connect with yourself and look good doing it.
And it has black color, so you look like men in black.
Slimming.
Or women in black. Slimming. Good, very good. The color is good. I mean, the design is also good. And one more thing, yeah, it is written here, roots spread far and wide. It's very it's not unsending, unyielding, unshakable. It sort of gives you a positive thinking or motivation, yeah.
It gives you a taste. There's a taste to the element. See, this is the whole thing. It's all, a lot of Chinese metaphysics is hidden behind a lot of cool words and terms and smoke and mirrors. But at the end of the day, this is describing a behavior, a personality, a character, and we all play a bit of a character. So it's nice to kind of connect with a part of yourself.
So nice. And also, yeah, just like you're having your objective in making these t-shirts. So we are having this discussion about today we are going to discuss about tiger and rabbit. Mm-hmm. So most of the objective is to give them alternative in their life. If they, like you said, yeah, you went to one mall and you said that, oh, your life is going to be crap this year, and you went to another mall and you think, and that one said, hey, it's going to be good. So which one is it? So we are going to tell you, like, actually there are two sides of it. It's going to be good or bad depending on the way you're thinking. And if you want to have more tools, then you can go to Graham, because he's going to help you with the crystal. It can enhance you and it can focus you on having the more on the positive side.
just add one more thing on crystals, if I can.
Yeah.
So
yes, you can, bro.
I don't think I really answered William's point. William made a really good point earlier about it being very much up to you. That's really very true, because actually a lot of crystals stick within a particular group of stones, which require you to decide, which require you to choose for them to work. They act like a how to put it? They act like a arrow, like a bullet in a gun. The energy will go, not in a harmful way. What I mean is, they're like a finger. They will go towards what you point them at. And we all change our mind a lot, and it's hard deciding what you want. I understand. And that's part of the reason why crystals don't work for other people, because they're changing their mind all the time. So the stone doesn't quite know what to do. It's just jumping. And that is a very common issue. So it's very much based on your comment of, it really is what's in here that will lead a lot of the success or failure, I suppose.
So basically kind of the same, yeah? If you're having a very good mindset, you have a positive mindset, you'll see everything is on a more to the negative, positive side. Because it's kind of interesting. We are going to talk about the tiger and the rabbit, especially for the rabbit later, because we know that in 2021, rabbit doesn't actually have quite good stars. So you really need to have a very strong mind. And, if you don't really have a strong mind, you might need tools from Graham. Yeah, because that's basically true, right? If you think if this one is not strong, then you need to have something. If you go to a war and you're not good in martial arts, if you're not good in fighting, oh, for God's sakes, get a gun. No matter how good your enemy is, bang, die, you win.
Just shout mean words at them.
Do that. You don't need, because sometimes people want to get cheaper thing. And because to get cheaper one, don't worry, I go to war. I practice. Practice may be cheaper, but takes so many years to hone your skill, to make you able to hit until you can win. By the time you'll be good in martial art, the war might be over already.
You're very old. You're
very old.
A bit tired.
Bit tired. If you're not dead, who knows? In the war, you're dead already. That's because you are late in deciding something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
And I think this is one area I disagree with our teacher on. Or I see it a slightly different way. Not necessarily disagree. It's not a disagreement. It's a powerful kind of, it's a way of seeing it. So the reason, why is it so negative in Chinese metaphysics? People are like, why has astrology got these negative things? Well, a lot of it was, properly written down during or just after the Warring States period, I believe.
It is.
So those people had just been through a lot of conflict. So therefore, what are they going to want? They're going to want balanced lives. They're going to want peace. They're going to want a lot of things which, when you look at it, make a lot of sense. Avoiding danger is going to be huge. They are going to, that's where the psychology of the whole nation is going to be pointed towards. They don't want to fight anymore. So therefore, they really throw up a lot of warnings for small negative things, I feel sometimes. And they don't really And often a lot of the positive things are a bit play it safe. Instead of grow and enhance and take risks and make big decisions, I can understand why they weren't necessarily in the mood for doing that.
I agree, though. Yeah. True. Where are you from? You seem to know more about the Chinese cultural.
Hey, I'm gonna start ranting.
It's our joke. It's our joke. Nobody understand. It's our joke. It's our joke. Nobody understand.
I'm not going to explain it. I'll leave confusion.
No. that is no. You need to buy one crystal at least. Then the maybe secret will be. Yeah, that's true.
I'll write it on the inside of the T-shirt. Oh, there we go. Camera come back. There we go.
Camera come back.
Yes, I'm knocking around the camera. Doesn't like.
Okay. So I think we are going to start with the tiger. We are going to discuss about the tiger's life. So I'm going to say, so if you are born in the year of 1926, born in the tiger years, it means that you are born in the year of 1926, 1938, 1950, 1962, 1974, 1986, 1998, and 2010. I need to say it to make sure.
It just makes somebody sound really old or very young. Anyway.
So, Graham already mentioned, but not that much. He mentioned something about the day master. So, just to recap, we don't actually have one animal signs for each of us. We actually have 4. So one in the hour, one the day, one the month, and one in the year. So you already know the year where you get it from. And for the month is if you are born when, yeah? Tiger is on January. If you
hang on.
Yeah.
You sure? Yes.
Oh no, February.
February, because January. No, yeah, January.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
January is ox. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Slap! So we always have Chinese New Year in the Tiger month. Yeah. See? So people usually associated the animal sign with the, if you're born in the tiger year, then they will think that, oh, you're going to be a fierce, especially if you're a lady born in the year of tiger. So it's not, yeah? The Chinese New Year always in the month of tiger. So if you're born in the month of tiger.
That's what in the UK, that's what we call pub logic or bar logic. If you've not gone to see the astrologer, you've just gone down the pub and asked the uncle, and he's like, yeah, horses are really fast. Like a child's going to walk on all 4s and eat hay.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one. Yeah, that's true. So if you're born on the third one, yeah, 3rd of February until 3rd or 4th of April, then you are born in the month of tiger. The day, are you going to explain for the day? I cannot.
Yeah, I can explain for the day. I can explain it. I know. So the day, of course, would be a tiger day. So that would sit within a 60-day cycle. Hang on. No.
60 days.
Yeah, 60-day cycle. And that kind of rotates and goes through. We see that more within sort of date selection. And that would connect more with, are we saying what it connects to, or am I just saying what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
saying
it
what
can connect to your personality, your character, but can also connect to your spouse, your partner as well.
Nice. And the hour?
The hour, when is the tiger hour? Oh goodness. Now you're asking.
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, okay, so I was just like
until 4:59.
Yes.
Before
so
5.
Okay. When we say so it would be a 2-hour block. So a Chinese hour in this sense would be a 2-hour Western block, between so roughly around 3 a.m. you're going to get tiger time. So those born at that time would have their hour as a tiger. What kind of tiger also depends on the 60-day cycle.
Yeah, and it deals with your idea, your ambitions.
Yeah, so so two easy ways to see it would be, it would focus on your motivation and internal state, and the other way it can also be assets, children. It can also be junior staff as well. So you can see a couple of things from that. So as you're kind of already hearing your astrological chart, you can pull a lot out from even one section.
Yeah, so you cannot actually believe when you go to a mall and you see that your sign is going to be a bad year. It's not going to happen, because you might, if you believe that one, that might come true. So you probably going to have a bad luck year, because basically within the animal sign there are good stars and there are bad stars. I think I'm going to say it with the tiger. In 2019, you certainly have specific few good stars, which actually, if you sort of trying to set up a new business, if you want to have a new things to do, rather than you probably work, but suddenly you want to go on your own, then it's a good year for you, because you can actually achieve it, especially if the tiger is under your month, because that's basically is the place.
So there's possibly, so we've mentioned what day is, we've mentioned what hour is. So year is your environment, your wider environment, and then month being like what you do. So generally they would consider employment, we'll say your parents sit in that space in the month. Your year, you can also look at your industry, your market, your wider, if you're in a big company, it's like your organization. It's the very sort of outside, it's the most outside part of you. Then you get to month, it's still out of you, but it's what you're doing, like my thriller hands. And then day goes to surface you, so the bit that we meet, and then hour is inside, is the inside part. So now you can already see how those year things in the mall telling you about inner experiences doesn't make sense, because the year cannot decide that. Now, if the good stars aren't there, maybe there's a little bit more stuff that kind of, there's a little less flow in your environment. There's a little less things just coming to you, but it doesn't mean that you're going to feel bad. It doesn't mean that you can't create those opportunities. It doesn't mean, it really is up to you.
Yeah, true. It's a good way of saying it. Back to the tiger one. In 2019, if you choose to have new things to do, if you want to set up your own business, you actually will have opportunities ready up for you. You might be able to find a competent team to support your new businesses. But that one is on the good side. On the bad side, if you don't think that you're good enough, if you're thinking that to open up a new business, to start up something, then you need to have capital rather than your own skill and your bravery to do this, then it won't happen. So that's basically what we're trying to say. If you focus on the positive side, then you can achieve something. But if you focus on the negative side, there's nothing in the end is nothing. And
exactly. You're just going to stand still. Yeah, so I think the main point we want to drive at, whether the tiger's in year, month, day, or hour, it's that in 2019 there were things that you could touch on and get hold of, and those were, as William said, the ability to have the potential to start that side business, which means it doesn't mean if that star isn't there, you can't do it. What it means is there's just a little bit more momentum. You might see it a bit more around you. You might encounter it a little bit easier. You know, but fundamentally you play with what you have. What we're giving you here is the specific tiger example. 2019 had a bunch of stars, which meant that you could get hold of, you know, a lot of momentum for starting your own thing.
It's true. And if you get the momentum in 2020, your business kind of grows. It's getting what can I say? Where is it? Oh,
so you had things like the Sky Horse, right?
Yeah. So you have the opportunity to grow your network, you grow your connections. Basically, you'll be able to expand your business.
Yep. It's the ability to kind of. It's the ability to moving. So fundamentally, Sky Horse is moving fast. I mean, traditionally, it is the travel out, and of course, in 2020, that was a little bit difficult. There are other ways to do it, like going online, which was, you know, true. It just so happened that 2020 was quite suitable for that. So maybe if it was in your year, your company went online in a big way, or your department were the ones responsible for doing it. Or in your month, there was a lot more work associated with going and digitizing things and moving it online. But there might not have been. But if you then did that, if you took the initiative and grabbed hold of that energy and moved, then that it would have allowed you to you would have seen quite quick. The nice thing about Skyhorse is it's quick action and quite quick results. It's not the sort of big stuff, long-term stuff, but it's movement, and any movement's good.
Especially this time, yeah? Especially this time of year, during the pandemic time, nobody able to move. And if you can move, I think there's already one advantage.
You are completely, as a tiger in 2020, you are completely dissatisfied without being able to move. And that's a good way to see a good star in a bad way. So this is the thing, good stars and bad stars, right? It just gives you the want to move, and then you can't move. So then you get frustrated. And if you knew that you were a tiger and you knew this, you would understand the energy, and you would understand the energy and the feeling won't go away. It'll build. So you better get thinking. You better get and use that energy up. And then you get your juice. You got lots of juice, and if you're not using up your juice, you start spilling juice everywhere. So that makes sense.
Spilling the juice. Spilling the juice. That's true, though. That's true.
So that's how I see a lot of stars. A star, or a thing where they say this year, blah 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 blah. It basically means there is energy in the system. The energy is like what? So use it up. Or if it is one of those ones which is more negative, then you either find a way to let it out in a positive way, or you fill your time up with the good stuff.
Ah, that's a nice one. That's also going to be a nice one for the rabbit next year. So for the tiger, if you're on the downside, you didn't do anything 2019. Basically this year, like you said, you have the urge to move around, and you cannot move because simply you don't have the media. You know, if you want to move, you need to have vehicle, and you don't have it. So basically this year you're gonna have stress, right? You don't know what to do. You maybe because having too much energy and do nothing.
There's a really interesting negative star that was this year, which is, in my opinion, a little bit, it's like, really? Is it negative? It's the solitary star. There's actually two stars like this. There's loneliness star and solitary star. Loneliness star is you feel lonely, but you might be around a lot of people, but you feel no one understands me, you know, me. Start to cry. The solitary star is you don't need to be around people. You feel like you can operate on your own. So if everybody else is unwilling to go online, everybody else is unwilling to move fast, you kind of didn't care. You just went and did it. And that's a negative star being, in a sense, quite positive. It can give you a lot. The downside to it is if you keep being on your own, you generally don't bring other people with you to build bigger results, and you can lose certain things. But at the end of the day, when you start to move, you might notice that you have a new network who is also now moving. You join a whole bunch of new people who are also moving along. So
and for the tiger, you still have 1 more month.
Yeah,
I think better make use of it.
Very much. Get moving. It's not going to go away. It's not going to feel better. Sitting there and waiting is not going to help. Do it. Use it. Because that energy will, and is probably already transitioning out. It's starting to get a little weak already. So then you got to put your running shoes on,
your hands,
and then start moving.
And if you try to do it within this last month, you can still use the positive sides of the energy, right?
Yeah.
Which actually will help you beneficially in 2021. Because in 2021, you'll be having Nobleman Star, which is like you're going to have a lot of helpful people showing up.
So there's a couple of noble people stars that come in, right? It's like there's sun and nobleman stars that arrive. So basically the whole idea behind a lot of sort of Chinese metaphysics are certain virtues and values which are there. You can kind of see them in the writing, and the sun is part of that. The sun star is part of that. Is where you become the nobleman. But I would always advise that, where you become the person that actually helps. So that's what's waiting for you. How impactful that will be, how big that will be, is based on the momentum you do now.
Oh,
Exactly. So if you suddenly try and start, I mean, look, if you don't get started until next year, February, March, whatever, then fine. But if you get a run up now, it's like getting a run up and jumping up a wall. You know, if you actually get a bit of a run up rather than trying to stand still and jump, you will go further and faster and higher, and you'll be happier.
Ah, that's a good analogy. I always said, like, if you start something, you're not going to start on like zero. You're going to start like up there, depending on how you did this year. Okay, so if next year is going to be good, when other people are going to start it from the baseline, you're going to start it from much higher. Yeah. So same thing like you. And
so the only warning I have with Sun Star and Nobleman is be picky. Don't necessarily help everybody and anybody, because the problem with those stars is every Tom, Dick, and Harry will show up to waste your time. So it's a good star, so it can't be bad, well, anything is everything. You can actually go and use it in a way which will not grow you. It's always easier to just be busy. It's always easier to do what you did, but to get where you want to go, you can't do the same thing. You're gonna have to stretch and branch out, and only everybody else knows how much is a stretch. I can't touch my toes, but I can get close. So a stretch for me is different than a stretch for somebody else. So it's not about beating yourself up, but it's about realizing you only have so many days in a year. You only have so much energy. You only have, you want to be somewhere. You want to do something. So therefore, go and do that. Go and do that thing. Go and do the things that get you to where you want to be.
Yeah, that's true. Because when I asked you, let's talk about destiny from 2019. That's what I want people to actually get a clearer picture. Because usually they only think about, 2021 is going to be a good year for me. But you never actually realize what did you do in 2020. If you do nothing in 2020, you're not going to have a good star in 2021, even though all of the stars in your life is good. In next year, I think still it's not going to be like, like you said,
Yeah. You need to take some action, whatever you have and whenever you do it. There needs to be some momentum in the system. Otherwise, nothing happens. It's like you start having a Ferrari and never turning it on. It's like you just stand there with the keys looking at the car until someone comes and takes the car away. It would be the same with the crystals if you were handing your crystals out to everybody else. I've got these really nice crystals, and then you start handing them out. I'm not saying you shouldn't share, but if you want them to work for you, you need to work with them.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, it still seems like there's solitary. Is there still solitary star next year for Tiger?
No, it's not going to be solitary. Oh yeah, solitary. Feeling lonely.
Okay.
Probably because I don't know, somewhat. If you didn't do anything in 2020, and you see many people trying to help you, but you still don't know what to do, because even if people want to come to help you, if you don't know what to be helped, I don't think people can help you.
Actually, there's one combo that tigers really, really need to watch out for, which I just spotted, is they've got a nasty combo of sun and sky emptiness. That equals to over-promise and under-deliver. Or actually, even worse, over-promise and never deliver. So the sky emptiness for everybody is that star, which is talk only, no action. So everyone's going to come to you, you're going to be the nobleman, and then you're not going to help them. And actually, there's nothing worse than that. It really breaks people's hearts. Don't be a heartbreaker. Have everyone fall in love with you. And everybody can. It's really, people can absolutely love you next year.
And especially because Tiger will have the red matchmaker next year. So you can actually have someone who suddenly look up to you. You're becoming cuter, nicer, more handsome.
Yes. Unless it's in your hour and then you think you're prettier, but you're not actually. My camera's gone weird again. There we go. Come on, camera. You can do it. Where are we? There we go. Yay, champion. Yes, red matchmaker is there, which is an opportunity to be more likable and more. It's classically connected with marriage. It's basically, it's easier to get people to say yes. Yes to what? It's up to you.
And that's also because you are more likable. Suddenly you are surrounded by, the opposite sex, probably. So you over-delivered, and in the end, you become lonely.
Suddenly a very magnetic animal. Yeah, so suddenly there is a magnetism, a charisma that is there. But, okay, these are all bearing in mind you are still you. If you never learn how to talk to humans, you will still have the skills you have. But next year, you actually have the opportunity to build this. If you've never been someone who networks, if you've never been someone who maybe you valued talent over connection, next year is a time for you to kind of take a little look at connection. There's amazing things that can happen.
Nice one. I think we go to the rabbit now.
Yep.
So rabbit in 2019 was also good, because eventually whatever rabbit wanted to do, he got the heavenly strength, which is actually whatever he wants it to do, he got the courage, he got the power, he got the authority, he got the strength. And there's also another wealth star, so he got the chance to increase whatever they do. So in 2019, because funnily, when you think you're in a good year, most of the people don't do anything because everything's become so easy to you, right?
Yeah. People panic on a good year, and people panic on a bad year and try and do everything. Yeah. And then they just tune out on a good year because that means they can relax. It's like switch it around.
Yeah.
The other way around.
So and if no.
So I was just going to say that a big part of 2019 would have been if the rabbit, for those with rabbit in the chart, depending on, of course, where it is, it's the good year might not have felt so good because one of the stars that was sitting there is an authority star, but with authority comes responsibility. And if you didn't take responsibility, if you are habitually somebody that tries to Tai Chi work, push work off, or blame other people, or any habits like that, which we all do, which we all do, get fed up with other people, we push it off, we don't want to decide because we'll get in trouble if we do, all of this stuff. That would have actually been that would have prevented you from actually feeling a lot of the other good effects, because that was what the universe was presenting you with. It just so happened that good thing is like eating your vegetables. That's good for you too, but it's not always fun.
True. Oh,
unless you're trying to eat a tree. That one a bit woody.
No, you should eat the flower, so you can be more beautiful.
Okay. And then,
I haven't actually mentioned the year for the rabbit year. It's 1927, 39, 51, 63, 75, 87, 99, and 2011.
Bingo.
It's like, it's like lottery tickets.
Could 1927 and 1951 please come to the front desk?
Yeah.
We found your child. So those are the years. Funnily enough, rabbit's my clash animal, which is good fun. So yeah, Rabbit had a lot going for it in 2019, but it was all about kind of owning authority as a great strength and general star and all these things that are about believing in yourself and actually trying out a little bit of responsibility. And it's not about suddenly becoming CEO. It's not about suddenly quitting your job and becoming the boss or anything like that. It can just be really small things, like understanding your relationship with taking on exciting opportunities. Do you tend to dodge it? It's like, hey, this year, do it. There's a smoothness to it, so give it a go. But yeah, the negative stars that sat there might have put people off, because the 5 ghosts is really the whole people in the background, yeah. A lot of negative nonsense. So yeah, I mean the whole thing, 5 ghosts doesn't mean you're going to be haunted by 5 ghosts. It's not like the ghost of Christmas past and Christmas future is going to come and drag you to hell. No. It's just the ghosts are our mental state, the things in our head that bother us, right? So 5 ghosts, there's just, we see a lot of bothersome things, we hear them, and we tend to identify with it. Oh yeah, I can't do that because Sally from finance tells me that I can't do it. Don't
annoying.
listen to
But if you pass it, 2020 is kind of good year for you. Because I'm Rabbit. You have clash with Rabbit. So you're rooster?
I've got a lot of roosters in my chart.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot of rabbits. You clash me.
Okay, so maybe just briefly touch on this. If you see stuff like that on wherever in the mall or at the temple or wherever it is, don't worry about it. There is, clash isn't always the most fun thing, but that tension sometimes is the only thing that will get you to move. It's sometimes life has got to get kind of uncomfortable to the point where you will move. I know that happens to me a lot. Like the thing has got to become difficult before I will just drop it and move on or stop doing what I'm doing. And therefore that clash is kind of helpful.
True. It's kind of different meaning than when it used to, People believe that classes are very bad, but eventually it's one of the things to turn the tides. Because I think it's like you have a lot of rooster, I have a lot of rabbit. You might be challenging me. So from the way I see it, if I think you are nuisance, you bring bad things to me, then you just become bad influence. But if I'm thinking that you're actually challenging me, you're giving me new ideas, it can be for my beneficial.
Yeah, very, very, very much. Again, it's how you see it. All of this, so to sum it all up, all of this is about, as you've kind of heard already, change and growth and taking steps to become just a little bit more free, a little bit happier with what's going on in your life. As William was using that army analogy earlier, you are equipping yourself so that when the right energy lands, or not right energy, that's the wrong word, when an energy lands, you take it and you move. It's like, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's red matchmaker or honestly, it doesn't matter, because a big part of the swing for rabbit was, it was about authority and responsibility, which sounds very traditional and maybe a bit conservative in 2019. And then it goes to 2020, where it's asking you to be a bit alternative. It's going, hey, what about the side money? Or what about your side stuff? Well, maybe it's saying you learned how to take responsibility in 2019, so now it's time for you to go and try it yourself, doing your own small, not necessarily small, stuff for yourself.
True. So I think 2020 is still a good year for the rabbit. I kind of have quite okay life in 2020, despite of what happened in 2020. But anyway, most of my life are very nice anyway.
Yeah. It's not because I used to do metaphysics to try and make things easy. I used to do metaphysics to try and, avoid stuff. It's not how it works. Life still moves. Life still this stuff that comes along. You can go really crazy with astrology and metaphysics and try and plan everything. At some point, you're going to have to move. At some point, you're going to have to take some action. And that's where metaphysics comes in, of I have something that if I don't do it, it's going to bother me. Like if I never practice metaphysics, that would just really depress me. So how can I make that happen? Well, this year I've got these stars, so I can go this way. I can go around here. And the more I learn, the more I can kind of get a little bit of polish on it. But at the end of the day, I can get lost in the details and not take action. I can still forget that one lesson. Always move. So if the rabbit had taken responsibility and then moved into 2020, there were things waiting there. There was side money, greater appeal, So if that red matchmaker in 2020 is based on the confidence from 2019, that's pretty attractive.
It is. I'm attractive.
Of course. You're a handsome
rabbit.
Stallion.
But why we are talking about the good stars all the time? Because you see, we already mentioned that in rabbit, in 2021, rabbit is one of the animals that doesn't actually have a good stars. So that's what I'm saying. Most of my years are good anyway because of my probably mindset. Probably I'm half crazy. I don't know. But see, if you're scared because there is no good stars in 2021, you won't be achieving anything. But probably in my own personal views, rather than we're talking what are the bad stars in 2021 for rabbit, I just prefer to say, take everything easy because you already, like you having so much ideas, whatever. And I did something this year, like this YouTube channel. I might have to think not expanding, but getting a better foundation. What do you think?
It's exactly the advice that was given that I also gave to clients who were monkey in 2020. They had nothing, no good stars. And look, when you see no good stars, it never, just be very honest, it doesn't feel good. It's like, there's a reaction. You're like, the swear words fly and you're annoyed with it when you see it. But William's absolutely correct. It's all go internal. Don't try and conquer the world during that year. It's just, it's not that it wouldn't work. It's just be smart. If the momentum isn't there, then the momentum isn't there. Go internal and go and fix a lot of things. It's why 2020, a lot of people already didn't like it, because it actually made a lot of us go internal, and we don't like to do that. But let's take it from a business perspective. If you're going to make sure that your clients pay you on time, if you're going to actually sort your CRM system out, if you're going to look at let's take a relationship side of things, if you're going to look at the quality of your relationship with your spouse or with your partner, yes, okay, you will probably uncover a bunch of stuff. You know, maybe the relationship isn't so healthy, maybe the business isn't so healthy, but the business already wasn't healthy. Thankfully, you just saw it. You found it in time. So some of the negative stars for Rabbit are saying, like, watch out for the people that connections you're going to make, and watch out for your health. And well, we should all do that. And you're probably going to be spotting things that are already there. It's just you're taking the time to look. So long story short, don't try and become, extreme sports champion of the world if you've got a lot of Rabbit in your chart in 2021. Work on, take the sporting analogy, work on your game. Make your game stronger. Go and practice. Go and do what you need to do. Do not take crazy risks if you can help it. It won't pay off in the way you like. I'm not saying don't take risks, but take risks where at least you're going to get a big bang for your buck. And that's not going to happen now. You'll get more bang by making sure your invoices are paid on time, that your systems are working properly, that that your relationship is smooth, that your health is good. You'll get much more out of it than trying to blow up and get giant.
Nice. And because of that time constraint, 40 minutes is almost over. Thank you so much once again, bro. You certainly made a few inspirations, especially to me, who has a lot of rabbits. Basically, I'm not scared. I mean, surrounding yourself, like if I have someone like you,